Welcome back to Real Estate Investing in New York with me, Christina Kremidas. And in this episode, we are discussing how to improve your life by fixing the energy in your home. We're talking all about Feng Shui, so stay tuned. We're covering everything here. This is Real Estate Investing in New York with Christina Kremidas, helping you achieve a future of financial success by making intelligent real estate investment decisions today. You guys are in for a treat today. I have a special guest with me. Her name is Ellie Benigar. She traveled from the West Coast to be here with us today, so please welcome Ellie. So Ellie, welcome. Tell us about yourself.
Thank you so much for having me here. Well, I'm coming from LA to New York and vice versa. Today we are talking about Feng Shui and interior decor, how to make your spaces more beautiful, more peaceful, and improve your life.
Amazing. Feng Shui is a topic that I literally can't get enough of, but I feel like I know nothing about. I think that the concept of being able to alter the energy in your space and bring into your life the things that you are longing for is such an amazing concept, especially when you think about the fact that there are simple things and of course more complicated things that can be done in your home to make these things that you want come to fruition. I'm so excited to hear from you. We're going to touch on some tips and tricks that our audience can implement in their homes today, which I'm so excited about. We're gonna save that for a little bit later. But first, tell us a little bit about the concept of Feng Shui. What exactly is it?
So Feng Shui is the art of placement objects in your home, in your spaces to improve your life. So we say in Feng Shui that everything has a vibration, right? So the objects have a vibration. We have a vibration as humans. So when we can have that harmony and the balance in our home, eventually we can see that reflected in our lives. So our home is an extension of ourselves. And however our home is how our life is going to be. However, when we say how you do one thing is how you do everything. So how our home is most likely how our life is gonna flow and how our day is gonna flow too.
It's so interesting. It reminds me of how they say like chaotic people, like their houses are a mess. Like it's a reflection of you internally,
Yes.
Right? You agree with that?
Yes. 100%. So if you are in peace with yourself and you have an organized home, most likely your life is going to be very organized. It's also the vibration of the city where we live. So, for example, coming from the West Coast, everything is more, there is more water there is more nature. So the homes and the vibration of the homes is different compared to New York, that everything is a little bit more chaotic. There is more intensity in the city. So most likely your homes are going to be a little bit different. But what we are trying to do is to make our home more peaceful, and especially in small places, small rooms. So you have to be more creative and how to make our home a place that we want to enjoy and we want to stay.
Perfect. You're speaking to our audience because we are New Yorkers. Our spaces tend to be smaller, and we need you to give us your tips because we're doing a lot in small spaces. There's a lot that has to fit in small spaces, and that can get chaotic. Why is Feng Shui so important to incorporate into our space?
Feng Shui is very important because our mind and our being as humans, we need to have that balance. And sometimes we are out of balance, so we run into things like drinking or overeating, or especially in a city that we are constantly on a run. So having our home at peace and calm is want to bring us back to ourselves. So when you want to be connected to yourself, when you walk into a place, you want to feel good. It happens, I think, to everybody that you walk into a room and you have different sensations, right? You can feel sad, you can feel happy, or you just feel at peace. And sometimes it doesn't matter how expensive it may look, or it's just a matter of feeling. And that's why we bring Feng Shui, how to incorporate the objects, the right objects in the right places to make ourselves feel better.
It's so important. And as you're saying this, I'm thinking to myself, I see a lot of apartments on a daily basis, and I'm bringing clients out and we're looking at many apartments, for example, in one day. And there are always places where I'll walk in with a client and they'll be like, this place just feels good. It feels like I could live here. It feels like a home to me. It feels welcoming. It feels peaceful. And there are other places that might be very beautiful, but my client is like, that place felt so uncomfortable and I don't know why. And I never really know exactly what it is about a space that gives you that feeling. I'm sure you would be able to identify it if you were in the space, but it's true. The way your home is laid out does affect the energy in the space. And it's particularly interesting for our show because we often work with sellers that are preparing their listing to hit the market. How can we have people feel good in these spaces, right? Whether it's your primary residence and you're looking for your home to be your sanctuary, or if you're a strategic seller and you want to maximize your profit and you want someone to come in and just feel happy, right? I totally understand why we need to incorporate these concepts.
It's a great tool, and we can use it for everything. You can use it for your office, you can use it for your building. If you are in commercial real estate, buildings have a different frequency. 2 different floors have a different frequency. So when you have this knowledge, you can incorporate it in your life. And as you say, there is people who may want to have an apartment to make themselves feeling at home 100%, or to have an investment, or to have a party, or to have, so then you incorporate different tools and different tips that it can embrace whatever the client is looking for.
Perfect. I have never heard the story of how you decided to start your business and how you got going. Your business is called Feng Shui with Ellie, for anyone who wants to look it up. I would love to hear how you got started.
So I started studying Feng Shui back in 2020. I wanted to bring a different value or tool to my clients. This was when I was still living in California. And for the longest time, I was doing it with my friends. I was practicing with family, friends, and the challenge started when I moved to New York. And also, we are more creative when we are in stress, right? And when I moved to Manhattan and I had to leave my apartment in LA, that it was very spacious and the energy was flowing. I also feng shui myself, and I moved to this tiny studio and I had to find ways, and I was so uncomfortable. And I remember I was talking with one of my friends on the phone, and I was like, I feel so uncomfortable in this city. I don't know how to make, I cannot sleep at night. And he told me, Ellie, but you are a Feng Shui consultant. Remember, you did our parents' home, you did my home. You can do it for yourself. And then I incorporated tips. I'm like, oh, I have this tool that I started. And then I started doing it for people, and then it became a business.
Beautiful. So it's just a natural passion of yours. I'm so glad that you get to do what you love for others and to turn it into a business. It's so amazing. So, how do you describe yourself?
I think I'm a very deep person, very connected with my intuition, which also helps. I was born in nature, very connected with nature, which also helps when it comes to, you need to be with your intuition very strong in order to make the home of your clients better, right? And to change and move things around, you need to be very connected.
I see that in you. You're definitely intuitive.
Yes, I am. I have big intuition, and it helps. It helps when it comes to work with clients and to place.
Do you find that you find yourself like connecting with your clients to try to like uncover what their like blockages might be so that you can properly set up the space?
Yes. So we all have blockages, and we all have things that we want to improve and we want to move to the next level. And sometimes what is blocking us is besides ourselves, or homes, or office, or where we live. because that's what is going to determine our daily lives or routines. What time do you wake up? What do you eat? So eventually, if our home is not at peace or organized, that's how our day is going to be. And then the next day, and then a week, and then a month, and then a year, and then time pass, and we're still feeling blocked and stuck. So we need to make the change.
Yeah, I relate to that. I think that there have been several scenarios that I've encountered personally where I'm somewhere in a different environment and very inspired, right? Like maybe I'm at a retreat or maybe I'm on a vacation and I'm like convinced that I'm gonna come back a new person. Like I've left the old Christina behind. I'm coming back and I'm gonna be like perfect at everything. I'm a reborn person, right? And as soon as you step back into your house, you're like, oh, like hello old life, like back to the familiar, and it almost takes over, honestly. So I completely relate with that, like transforming the exterior in your environment to help like reinforce those changes that you want to make.
So everything is the balance, right? The yin and the yang. So when you are, your inner self needs to be good in order to the outside, the outside of yourself feels good, your home feel good, and vice versa. So sometimes when we bring those bad habits, our subconscious is prepared and ready to do right is when you are driving. So you don't really think, well, you guys don't drive much here, but
I'm like, yes, definitely.
you don't really think, okay, I need to stop, or it's just you subconsciously do it naturally.
Like autopilot.
Exactly. Same when you are with the bad habits after you come back from a retreat and you feel great and then you keep doing the same thing. So changing your spaces will help you change also your habits. Because you're going to see something and you're going to be, okay, no, I have this here because this is a new version of myself. So you're going to change it. Of course, you need to take actions too.
Right. I love this. I'm getting so excited. I'm getting so excited. I want to hear more. Let's go deeper. What are some principles of Feng Shui that we should be following?
So there are some general principles that we can all follow at our home. They're very simple, right? We don't need to do a deep consultation for them. The first one is clean your space. If you feel you are getting blocked from something, just clean. Everything has a vibration. So every object has a vibration. If you are trying to start a new version of yourself, let go whatever that is not longer belongs to this new person. So whatever, if you are moving, if you are breaking up and you want to move on, just you need to let go everything that's going to hold you to the past and everything that is going to make your, because everything is on subconscious too. So whatever, if we have too many things, we're always going to be thinking about all the things that we have and we need to remove. So first of all, the clutter. The clutter, everything you have that doesn't belong to this new version of yourself. Then we have other principles. For example, when you're sleeping, it's very important. When you are asleep, it's one of the activities that you are not in power or control. Everything can happen when you're sleeping. You are not aware.
That's so scary. Stop. You're scaring me.
So when you're sleeping, that's the most peaceful, but also the most powerful and vulnerable position you can ever.
Yeah, you're vulnerable
Exactly.
when you're sleeping. That's a scary.
Yes.
That's a scary. So how can we protect ourselves while we're sleeping?
Oversleeping. Always face the door. Try to don't avoid, because if somebody's gonna walk and you are not in a position of power, you will not be able to defend yourself. Don't sleep facing mirrors or the TV, out of the room. You need to don't have mirrors in front of you when you're sleeping, so you
Even
can
the
rest.
TV?
The TV.
TVs
yes.
should not be in front of you when you're sleeping.
No.
Oh.
No. And then there is another tips, for example, for people who want to be in a relationship and they're single. Add to everything, two plates, two nightstands, everything in the bathroom. And other tips that I always recommend to the couples, don't have any pictures of family or kids or the mother or the grandmother or the grandfather in the room. When you're with your partner, you can have those in another area of your house, but not in the room, because it can interfere in the connection you have with your partner.
Makes so much sense. Everything you mentioned sounds very intuitive, but it's not something you would always think of on your own.
Yes. Also, there is other place in the house that is very important besides the bathroom, and it is the entrance of your home. That's where the chi, which is the energy, will walk in. And when we say in Feng Shui is you want to have a house where everything flows. So imagine the ocean, a wave of water comes into your house, everything needs to flow, and the water needs to go to every single part of the house. That's when you know that you have good Feng Shui.
So this wave that you talk about when it comes to needing this energy to be flowing in from the entrance and throughout your home and to be correct, are there any specific principles that can help guide us according to Feng Shui to help make that happen for us?
To have the 5 elements in every room is something that will balance, right? So the 5 elements of Feng Shui is water, earth, fire, metal, and wood. When we have those 5 elements, even though if there are little things that we can add, we have to have that balance, that equality, that flow in each room, and then eventually will be your entire home, your office. It can be in.
Okay, so there's like a little bit of every element of the earth in every place.
Exactly.
Can you give us an example of fire, for example? What would be fire?
Fire is fire is what creates, right? So, for example, the kitchen has a lot of fire energy. You have a lot of knives too. If the kitchen is very important because that's where wealth is. That's a very important part of the house. That's where your wealth is related to our wealth. So, however your kitchen is, what we are cooking is what we are creating.
You're telling me I need to be spending time in my kitchen to be
Yes.
wealthy?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes, and never have things that they are never have things in the fridge that they are not good. For example, don't have how do you say it when they
Oh, like it's expired?
exactly, don't have anything that is expired. Don't have, if the veggies are bad, just throw them away. Don't have anything that is not, you will not eat.
You told me that months ago, and I take it so seriously. I always will have like, I think you noticed, I'm sure you already noticed, but I have some that's like on its way out right now in my kitchen. But you had told me that once. Well, as soon as your like produce looks like it's starting to be on its way out, just get rid of it. Don't ever have like old or like, God forbid, like moldy stuff sitting out.
Terrible.
And now I always do that. As soon as I see it slightly, I'm like, get out of here. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm like, I'm using Feng Shui according to Ellie.
Don't have any of that. Also, any broken things, whatever is, especially mirrors. Yeah, don't have anything that is broken in the house. Just throw it away.
What if you like fix it? If you fix it, is that good, or does it have to still go? If you like glue something back.
If you want to fix it and it's something valuable, have it, fix it. But don't fix a mirror or don't fix plates.
Right.
Everything
Just
has
get
to
rid
be
of it.
out. And you can Feng Shui also you can Feng Shui your wallet. You can Feng Shui your purse. Going
I know
beyond.
I need to do that.
Yes.
My black hole of a purse.
So never have receipts. That all this is related to wealth. So we can work with Feng Shui in the different areas in our life that we want to improve. Or health, or love life, or wealth, or career, or fame, which is important too.
I really feel like I have so many questions that are coming up from what you just said. First of all, I'm not over the fact that you said that the kitchen is where wealth, like, so if I cook more, like if I literally, like, do I have to really be spending more time in the kitchen? Like, is that for real?
Yes. Yes.
I seriously don't know how I'm ever going to get over that. I should need to like get a cookbook out and start really getting to work.
Yeah, that is a place in our house that is very nurturing.
John is going to be thrilled. He's like going to give you a big kiss when he hears this come out. Oh my gosh. So I want to understand more about the 5 elements. You mentioned bringing the 5 elements into your home. Is it the 5 elements need to be present in every section of your home, or is it just in the home, as long as it's in the home somewhere? Like if it's in the kitchen, it's not in the bedroom, that's okay? Or does it need to be in all of your living spaces? And then can you give us more examples? Because you mentioned something interesting to me about the kitchen, and you said the kitchen has a lot of fire energy, and like the knives, it's all fire energy. I would have never thought about that. When you said fire, I genuinely thought you were going to say to like light a candle. That's like how
But,
not
yeah.
educated I am in this. So can you give us more examples of the elements and how those elements actually look? Or like what is an example of that element that you can bring into your home?
So, for example, we can have little elements in each room to have the flow, but also we have a map that we use, Feng Shui consultants use, and each part of the map is different area in the house. So when you place the map, it's a little bit more deep and scientifically sort of.
So interesting. I'm so invested right now.
So when you place the map, the northeast is gonna be one section, the south is gonna be another section, the north, the center. So and this map has different colors too, and then it's where you're gonna place more objects related to love. So they're gonna be you can put like a pink quartz, or you can have a candle. And there is another area that is gonna be fame. So then it's gonna be red, and you can have like a red candle and more fire energy. And then another area that is the wealth is usually black or blue colors. So then you will have, so we can place different elements, the 5 elements in different areas, but also you can use the map. It depends how you want to do the consultation or how the Feng Shui consultant do it. That's how you're going to place the different elements and colors and whatever that is related to it.
So interesting. So you refer to a map. Does it have to do with, you said like north, east? Does it have to do with like the position on a compass, or is it the position like in your home? So for example, like for our viewers or anyone listening, the entrance to this home is straight this way from us right now. So in this space, what is north? Like what are the directions in this, as far as this space goes that we're in now?
So we can use the compass, and then based on the compass, I will tell you, okay, this is the north section, and it's you and Sean living here, so we can more deeper, so we can go into your day of birth, his day of birth, and then based on that, we can use something that it can balance for both of you, so you can both feel good. Also, something very important is the front door is usually gonna be related to one person or to two, depending how many people live in the house. So the front door is very important. Where it's facing, right? When, let's say, if you are a north person and Sean is south, we need to have the balance, to have a little bit of those 2 elements.
Wow.
To balance it out, so you guys will feel
How do you know if you're a north person?
through the astrological chart.
Wow.
Yes.
So just
a
by
little
saying
different.
the door is here, it doesn't necessarily dictate for you like the points in your home and which they are. It requires more work than that. It requires like more of a thorough look.
Exactly.
Wow.
So there are some general Feng Shui tools that we can all use. For example, the bathroom, what I mentioned in the bathroom, clean everything, the kitchen, the front door. Then there are deeper strategies that you can use for a specific person, and also how many people live in the house, what you guys want to achieve. So it changes. If you go deeper, it will change.
Okay, so can you give us some examples if you want to bring wealth into your home? Can you give our audience a easy or whatever, something they can execute today if they want to bring wealth into their home?
Simple tips. I will say the kitchen, very important. Clean the kitchen. Have your fridge very clean. You can add also some coins in the section of the house that is gonna be the wealth of the house. So we can maybe have a map. They can have a map, and then they will see, okay, the north section is gonna be the wealth, so they can add some coins there. Some koi fish is good. If you wanna have some koi fish too, whatever that you will feel that in that area of your house, that is, let's say, north is gonna be the position of wealth in your house. Okay, so then you will add some coins, you will add some Buddha laughing, that will bring wealth and prosperity. But the most important is don't have anything that belongs to, no receipts, clean your wallet. Have a wallet with black color, that's the best for Feng Shui.
Okay.
Yes, because the color of wealth is going to be blue and black. So have your wallet that is black is ideal.
Good to know.
Don't have a red wallet. No, that's a no.
Oh, that's so
because
interesting.
it's fire energy. That means that money is gonna burn.
But what about like in the like Chinese culture, they give you like the red envelope with money in it on like New Year's and things like, and it's like a luck thing, but that's not like
They don't have it constantly. in your wallet.
Ah,
You can have it, and if somebody
wow.
gives you a gift and you can hold it, but don't have it in your, don't have a red
Wow.
wallet. It's
Good
not
to
a
know.
good feng shui.
Good to know. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, this is really good stuff because I almost bought a red wallet for a client one time actually. I don't know what made me decide against it, but I'm really thankful that I did.
Well, you can
So,
find, for example, red is the color of fame, right? So you
mhm.
can have the back of your phone red, or your computer.
I noticed that your phone case is red.
Yes.
I
Yours
need to
too,
put my
no?
red phone case back. Mine was red for a while and now it's black. But now it needs to change again because the black was very winter. It's not winter anymore
Mm-hmm.
here. Black is very like New York City, honestly.
Yes, well,
Mostly everything's
most of the world is here.
that's
So it
wild.
has a lot to do. Yes.
So if somebody wants to bring health into their life or
Mm-hmm.
into their home, do you have a tip for this?
Health is, it can come through plants. So plants are a great tool for health. Bringing plants into your life. I would say also something with water. So you can have a little fountain somewhere, not in the bathroom. Don't have a fountain with water in the bathroom. It can make it can make your subconscious very exhausted with the noise. And it's
Oh,
not good to have water in the bathroom either. It drains your wealth
in the bathroom?
in the bathroom.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you if anyone's going to implement any tips, I really do feel like they can do some, but they should definitely consult with you before. I don't know. I feel like you could yeah, because I noticed as you're saying something, you're like, do this, but not that. So it's like you could kind of easily misstep here if you don't like really know your stuff.
Mm-hmm. So you need to know what you have in your spaces.
So like moving water, it needs to be like moving water, or can it be like still? I don't know what you would have that's still water, but it doesn't need to have a flow to it, or does it not matter?
In the house to bring wealth,
If
you
you
mean?
bring, if you're bringing like health and you want to incorporate something with water,
Yes.
does it have to be flowing water
Flowing
or?
water. Flowing water. Yes. You can have a little fountain next to a little plant, and that will bring health to your life. Green colors too, and yellow colors. So green colors are great if you want to incorporate health into your life too. Especially in the bathroom. The bathroom is a very interesting place for Feng Shui consultants to work with because it has a lot of water energy, and has a very cold energy, and it's also a place that is not, you go there to do many things, and it has a lot of water running. So having wood in the bathroom will improve your health. Having wood
Wow.
will balance the water energy and the cold energy, and it will.
Huh.
Having plants in your bathroom is great. Having bamboo in the bathroom is great.
We need to incorporate that because a lot of New York City apartments are very cold in the bathroom and they're very much stone now. There's not a lot of wood in most bathrooms anymore. So we need to bring that back.
Yes, wood is important. It makes you feel safe too. The
There is a
connection.
warmth to wood. It's almost softer.
So when you're in the bathroom, you are very vulnerable too, and wood will make you feel more nurturing, more connected to Mother Earth, and it will make you feel more connected to yourself. Wood is very important. Too much wood, too much of everything is not good. Too much wood in a house, it can make you feel tired, or you don't want to leave, and lazy. But having little wood is no good, especially in New York. New York needs more wood.
Needs more wood. See, that's the thing. You're like, incorporate wood, but not too much wood. Like, I would definitely need to consult with you before just going about this myself, I feel like. Are there certain materials that like hold on to people's energy more than others?
Yes. So, well, wood holds a lot of energy. Fire burns, of course, fire, a candle, it will not hold much energy. Water, if it's flowing either. But as I said before, the objects have vibration. So, for example, when you see, for example, art, and I feel so good with this piece of art, even
Yeah.
though it doesn't have, the artist who painted had a vibration, and that vibration went to the,
Wow.
and same with objects. If you are in a place where you're always crying, and let's say you're always crying in this couch, and then somebody will see it, even though it's been years, it has that frequency of somebody crying.
Right?
Yes.
Because sometimes when you walk into a space, you definitely can pick up on, maybe you need to be slightly intuitive for that. But I feel like when I walk into a space, I definitely feel the energy of whoever is there. Right?
Especially, it doesn't have to be alive. Antiques have a lot of heavy energy.
Right?
A lot, very heavy. Because it's people who, especially if there are things that came from the war or before, the people who went through those times went through very hard times. So you can catch on that frequency. It's there.
So you're reaffirming, okay. This is getting so deep. You're kind of reaffirming this like thing that I have about like energy and objects and people. Like I enjoy a good antique. I've bought several. The chair I'm sitting in right now is actually an antique. My coffee table is an antique, and I do feel like you can't recreate items like this anymore. They're not making them the way they used to. So I do enjoy buying antiques, but I am so specific about the ones that I buy. And before I bring an antique into my home, tell me if I'm crazy, but I will literally say prayers around it. I will sage it. I will like try my best to like ask anything that is a part of that object to like dispel, and like we only want like loving positivity energy here.
Yes.
And I don't know if that does anything or if I'm just insane, but I do that. I do that. Is that like normal?
I don't know. It's normal. But I
Am I
think,
like saying too much? Like
no, I think you're right. It has a frequency, so you're trying to bring yours. Some people I enjoy antiques very much too, and
yeah.
I feel like I don't know if I would get something that is it went through so many lives. I'm like, oh my god, like what this person was feeling, but you can also bring your energy to the antique. So when you pray and you bring positivity, you are bringing your new vibration to that object.
You kind of want to be intentional about it though, right? Like you're not being too cautious. Like you're kind of resetting that item because it has been used before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Feng Shui is also a lot of about intentions. What do you want to improve or what do you want to change? So with that intention, you will go and pick a piece of object that is going to be very intentional for what do you want to do. So you don't buy things just to buy them, right? When people are changing their homes, I tell them, okay, what's your intention? And then we write them down. Okay, I want love. I want to have more health, or I want to improve different areas. So then intentionally we work on that, and we bring things to our home that they are with that intention too.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you about two more things, easy tips that we can incorporate to achieve. I want to ask you about love. If I want to bring love into my life and into my home, what can I do? And fame.
Okay, love and fame.
Two amazing things. Can't get enough.
Love, fame, and wealth.
Yeah.
Well, for love, if it is a single person, I would suggest have everything of two. I have 2 nightstands, very important. Have 2 lights by the bed. Also, something important in the bedroom to have is always to sleep with a bed that has a bed frame.
Oh.
Yes, and don't have the bed next to the window. So make sure that you can see the window, you can see the door, but don't have your head towards
Got it.
the window. For love, so everything that is gonna be two pairs, exactly.
Inviting your
partner.
pair. Yeah.
Also having quartzos that they are like pink or a little bit not red but like pink is good.
Like rose quartz stones.
That's important. That's good.
What about if you're not single, like looking for your pair, your other half? What if you're with someone and you would like for things to be like smoother? Like, is it back to the kitchen for me?
The kitchen is very important. Do you want to have the yin and the yang, the feminine and the masculine, right? So we both have both. We have very masculine side and we have a very feminine side. So I think like when your partner, you can vibrate in that frequency to have the balance. So maybe cook a little more if you want to connect with your femininity.
I had a feeling. I really had a feeling.
Yes. But also important in the bedroom is very important. It's a place of passion, love, and with your partner, it's important to don't have, once again, pictures of the grandmother of your partner, or even though if they love them, don't have pictures of because it will interrupt the connection that you had. It happened to me with my ex-partner that I had a picture of my great-grandfather that I adore him, and he was always, I don't want to see him when I'm...
Right. Like you feel like you're being watched, sort of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So don't have pictures of family when you're with your partner. That's a very important.
It makes so much sense. Sometimes you have these photos, and sometimes you do like feel that way, and you're like, oh, I'm so silly. Like I'm just being so silly. Like everyone has photos and portraits, but no, like there's a real principle to support how that does make you feel. It doesn't mean you don't love the person, but it is a presence.
Exactly. You can have them in the living room. You can have them in your office. Something very interesting that happened to me, to one of my clients, and this was when I was just practicing with Feng Shui, is I went to the Palisades, and there was this couple. I went for her. She wanted to do a consultation. She wanted to improve certain areas, and they had 2 kids. They were 7 and 12, but they were very entitled. And I went for other reasons. Yeah. It was not for the kids. They were very, oh, I want this, I want that. And the mother was very submissive. Then she was telling me, oh, I'm so exhausted with the kids. I'm like, where do they sleep? They were very entitled. Wow. And I'm like, they were sleeping in the second floor. Yes, second, third floor. So, but they were above them. They were in the first floor.
They were above their parents.
Exactly. So they felt very entitled. They felt that they had power over the parents. And what I made them do was to put a picture of them in their bathrooms, and they slow down a little bit. Usually the results, you see it after 2 to 3 months. You don't see it right away. But yeah, they were more calm. They were not that, oh, I want this, give it to me right away.
Wow.
Yeah, because they felt they had power. They were in the second floor. So that's something also in New York, because there are so many buildings.
Yeah.
Each floor has a different frequency. So when you are in the penthouse, you feel
right,
the king, the queen, right? You are like in a position of power.
Yeah,
above.
It is. It's interesting. This is a very New York, like it's a very niche New York thing, or any city where you have vertical living. I do feel that in the elevator, you kind of like, people get in the elevator, everyone pushes their floor, and it kind of feels, it's not, right? Because there's different apartment sizes that have different values on every floor. But it does kind of feel like,
oh, it's going to the penthouse.
A little bit of hierarchy in that elevator, right?
Yes,
like you're the highest floor. You hit the highest floor button.
Yes.
So you kind of have that feeling of dominance.
Exactly.
It's so interesting.
It's very interesting. It's the energy of the people above you.
Wow.
Too. It happens too if you're in the first floor. So the first floor needs incorporate a lot of elements, right? To make, I remember I was in Santa Monica living in the first floor, and it was a beautiful place by the water, but I was feeling exhausted all the time. I had so many neighbors above me, and I felt like they were pushing my energy down. I was not able to walk out of the house. Tired, I didn't feel creative. Wow. Yeah, it has a lot to do. Yes.
So if that's the case, is the only solution to find higher ground, or can you do things to fix that within your space?
No, you can balance it out through
Feng Shui.
Yes. You can find things that they make that person very, let's say if you are a very successful lawyer, for example, but you're in the first floor, you can have a picture of yourself in a position of power, things that will bring you the power back to you, to things that they will help you. Or if you have any achievements, things that will help you to feel good and don't feel below anyone. And same with the people who are above you. You can also bring the balance, because you want to have that
visualize yourself like on equal ground, or even like above the other person, to try to create balance.
Exactly.
If they're like above you in real life.
Yes.
You think? Okay.
So for example, the penthouse, you can bring more wood, so it's more grounded, more connected to earth.
This is, I don't know if this is related, and it popped into my head, and I just would like to ask, and I don't know if you'll have an answer for this, but I remember in a college dorm of mine, it was right on John Street in the financial district, and this dormitory specifically had cement floors in the dorms. Okay. And I never felt worse in my whole entire life. Just a dreary feeling in the residence, and like, you know, like health was okay, but I never felt charged. I never felt great. I hated being in the room, and I had no idea what it was. I thought it was like, I don't know, the people, my roommate, or I thought it was just the space in general. Like I couldn't put my finger on it. And one time, one of our friends slept over, and they slept on the floor. I don't know how anyone slept on a cement floor, but so he slept on a floor and he woke up and it was like the life was sucked out of, he was almost like blue. He was freezing, he was shivering. And he's like, I feel like this floor like sucked all the energy out of me. Is there something about like stone and cement that like will do that? Or was there something else
Yes.
going on there?
Well, if maybe something else going on, but there are crystals and stones that give you energy. Generally speaking, when you are just cement will not give you, because it's a complete disconnection with earth. And as humans, we
Wow,
want to
really?
be, yes, as humans, we want to be always connected to earth, because that's where we are coming from.
I thought stone is natural and that it was like very earthy, but no, you're saying.
Stones are natural and they are good for you. Some of them can be too much. But cement itself, sleeping in cement or having not that connection with nature will bring an unbalance. 100%.
Wow, that's very interesting. That makes a lot of sense. I think that's a lot of issues with cities, right?
Exactly.
People are like, it's just too much cement everywhere. It's just
You are always flying and you are never connected. So sometimes the decision making may be poor because you are not connected. It happens to me when I'm too long in New York City.
Yeah.
I feel completely disconnected because I'm not connected to earth.
That's
But
so
it also
interesting.
depends with your natural environment and where you grow up. And if you are like a city person, you will feel this is your environment because this is what you know too. So you will feel good. But some people who are not used to it, it can bring unbalance to their lives too.
Wow, I'm learning so much. You're incredible.
Thank you.
I'm going to become your client immediately.
Thank you. I hope my tips help to everyone to make.
This is helping so many people. This is so interesting, and it's also like just like whetting their appetite, I think, because for me everything you say is bringing up more questions and it just makes me want to research even further into this. So I think that this is definitely it's so informative, but at the same time it's thought starter too. Like I feel like we've only barely scratched the surface.
Oh yes, we didn't.
Right? Did we talk about fame, bringing fame into your life, like what you would do?
Yes, bringing fame. So fame is the red color. So have whatever you work with. Like you can have fame if you work as a social media influencer. Having your phone that has a red case is important. If you are working in the computer, having something red, something constantly red, a candle in your desk, that's also important. Will bring fame to your life.
So it's the fire energy.
Fire and red. Yes. Fire and red will help.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why, is that why so many like New York City establishments have this red vibe? Like the red carpet is so popular, like jazz clubs are always like totally red.
I think it's more like aesthetic.
Yeah.
But it does help. Red is a color. It's a color that helps. Also, I feel like New York has this sexy black and red energy that it also it makes you feel you are in New York and you are not somewhere else.
I have been happy to hear the colors that you're mentioning, because aside from like yellow and green, which I need to bring in more of, like I do need we have some plants, but I think I could do better with green. But you mentioned blue being very important. You mentioned red being very important. I've been trying to incorporate more of those just organically.
Yes.
Luckily they're like very stylish right now and like on trend. But it's nice to know about those colors for when you're choosing, right? When you're choosing things to buy, it's nice to pick the right color.
When you're intentional, yes. Also, creams are very important too for the bathroom.
Oh, like light colors?
Light colors, yes. And now they're very in trend. People are doing a lot of creams and white, because it's all this minimalistic, simple. Those are very important colors, but not too much. For example, the wallet. I used to have this wallet that was like cream.
Yeah.
And the wallet cream is, money comes, money goes. As it comes, as it goes. It's hard to keep it because it's very soft,
fluid,
Fluid, exactly. So you will have money, but then it will move.
Wow.
Yes. It depends on what you want. People may want it. If you want to keep things, when it comes to wealth, black, always.
Right. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of flowing money, like when I manifest and when I think about my goals and when I think about desire for wealth, like what would you do with the wealth? I do always picture it like flowing through me and like out to others.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you want to kind of be a like part of something bigger
Mm-hmm.
instead of just having everything hoarded at you because
Mm-hmm.
you can only hold so much, right?
Yes, you can. You always want to have like movement and flow. So
Yeah.
energy moves, energy flows, right? It doesn't stay. So you need to be always moving. And money is energy, right? And fame is energy. So all it depends on what you want. It depends on what's your intention. So that's I think the most important is what your intention and how you can implement these tools to make your life better, but also other people's life better.
Yeah, right. So, what does your typical client look like? Do you work with anybody? How would people begin working with you? And what does that initial consultation look like?
So, well, no, in New York, I have clients who have a studio and they need to improve 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, sometimes 3. LA has different clientele. It's like bigger spaces. Usually what I do, I talk with them for 15, 20 minutes on the phone. Exactly, we assess what do they want. And then I ask questions. I make them fill up a form so I will know what's the day of birth, how many people live in the house, which floor are they, how many bedrooms. So it's very specific because I really want to understand how the house looks like and how we can work on that. And then I will walk into the house, I do the assessment, it will take an hour, it depends how big the space is. And then I will send them a PDF explaining what they need to change, what do they need to do in each area, and I send them also for plan with the entire how the house looks like and how it can look like.
Oh, so you mock up the ideal space for them?
Yes. What happened to me in New York is like a lot of people, they don't have time to do anything. So they will be, okay, I'm going to be away for this weekend. And when I come back on Monday, I want my house to look like this.
Wow.
Yes.
So you really are you're doing the principles, but then you're also, there seems to be a heavy like interior designer component to this if you're also going to execute, right?
Yes.
Because you're choosing.
Yes. So I have different packages for them. Some people, they just want to know how can I change this, and it's okay, we do a quick assessment. Some people want an entire change, or some people, they are moving to a new place, and those are my favorite because we can create. We can create from scratch how their new home is going to be
Intentionally.
exactly.
Wow.
Yes. But the cures, we call them cure. It's I don't sleep well, what can I do? So those are cure, that there are little fixes that we can do to change. There are also areas in your home that you will feel better than others. That's your position. So that's what I need to know. When is your day of birth? What's your number of birth? And based on that, I can see which position is going to be better for you in the house, and in which one you can spend more time, which one you can spend less time. There are areas that you should not spend time because they are not good.
What's an example of a space in your home that you should spend the least time in?
The area that is not good for your number, the day that you were.
Oh, so it's very personal.
It's very personal.
Oh, so it would be different for everyone.
Yes.
Wow.
That's why I need to know how many people live in the house in order to assess exactly. Or don't face north because it's not a good place for you, or don't face south. It depends.
I have to know. I have to become your client now. I have to know mine. How will I know? How will I know what room to avoid?
Yes. Yeah, there are rooms that you can avoid. But of course, like, there is so much information. You can't be, oh my God, I cannot touch it. Otherwise, you would not touching many areas in your house. So it's also how do you feel. The idea is to feel well anywhere you go are in the house.
Yeah.
And feel at flow and harmony. But different areas will be better for you. Or better for your partner than not for you. And then those are the ones we balance it out.
Wow. I'm very excited to do this.
Yes.
I can't wait to learn even more. It makes so much sense. Everything you said does really make so much sense, and it seems so important.
It is. And you can see the change in your life.
So do you have examples of clients who you've noticed a change in, or any like testimonials or things that your clients have said?
Well, the people that I was telling you about, that their kids improved their life, it was like this.
Wow.
And I went for something else. She wanted something else. Then but I can't really disclose much, so the ones that I can. Somebody was like had the energy of the ex in the house, and then had the new girlfriend, and within an hour we just changed some positions, we throw things away, and it was done. the new girlfriend walked in and she was like, oh my God, I feel so good here.
Huh.
This was very quick, very quick.
Wow.
Usually it takes from 1 to 3 months to find the results, to see the results, right? So usually when I do the assessment, we do the change, then after a month I check on them, then after 2 months, 3 months, and then after a year I want to see how they are really feeling.
Wow.
What is the change?
So the changes that you'll incorporate for them based on the scope, of course, might be quickly attainable, right?
Yes.
Like within however long it might take you to do the design.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, you're saying that it might take a few months to really see the full results.
The results.
Wow.
One of my girlfriends, I was telling her that she needed to change her apartment and just to do changes. And she started doing changes in the bathroom, in the kitchen, and then in the bedroom. And after I felt like 2-3 months, because I was here in New York, she found her boyfriend.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that was
God.
quick. That was also quick. And she's one of my best friends.
That's so
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. And
I
she was
love
always
that.
looking for it. She was like trying to meet people. And when she changed her, and it sounds crazy, but when she changed her home, she met very naturally. She met this guy and they connected.
And they're actually compatible.
Yes. She was looking for a long time, like years.
Wow.
And she changed her home.
I
Your
believe
home is
it.
very, very important. It's the first extension of you, of yourself. It's very,
Yeah.
very important.
And in a place like New York City, your home, there's a lot of transiency. You move into a New York City apartment, you don't assume you're going to stay there for many years. Most of the time, people move very often.
Yes.
Even if you're purchasing your home here, I'm always very surprised when I see how fast my clients are ready to move.
Yes.
I'm like, we just finished. It took a year to close. I'm
I
like,
know.
you want to go already? And they're like, yeah, we need something bigger. Life changes. Or people also get bored of where they live and they're ready for the next. There's a lot of renting in New York City, so you don't always feel like it's worth investing in. But it's nice to know that you can incorporate Feng Shui into your home without having to like break the bank, without having right?
It's very simple. You can do very simple changes to make yourself feel better and your home look better. And I do Feng Shui when I go to vacations, or even if it is one night.
Oh.
I change. Yes, I just don't want to feel unsettled, and I don't want to feel disconnected with myself because I start making poor decisions or I'm not focused.
Right.
So even if one night in a hotel somewhere, I will bring my little candle. I will do something to make myself at home.
I love that. I never thought about doing that for
even on vacations. Like if you're on vacations and if you're in a hotel that you don't feel good in the room and you're gonna be there for 7 days, you want to have the best time, the richest time, take the best, the most intentional. So you want the room to feel good. So even if you go on a little trip, still I remember once I went with my ex to, we went through so many, we did a road trip and and we had a blast. And I was like, we had such a good time because everything was so intentional. Preparing each room, I was with all my, the candles, this, that.
Oh my gosh, everybody needs an Ellie. Oh my god, that is so nice.
It was good. It was Hanukkah too, so we had to be with the candles.
Yeah.
But it was fun. We had the 7-8 days, and it was a very rich experience. We in each place we went, we feel like home. And some of the little like places we were staying, they were not the fanciest. But we felt at home.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. I don't think when I travel, I don't think I can fit anything extra into my suitcases, but I might need to make more room to bring my own
little candle, or you can bring a little sage or something that can make you feel connected. When I'm in New York, because I love the ocean, I have I have sand from the beach.
Oh.
And I have all the candles that smell like ocean.
I love that.
A little bit of water from the ocean because I want to feel at home.
Oh my god.
And
You're
it helps.
Most adorable person I know. Literally, that is so true. And it's so true. Yes. It changes everything. I can totally see that.
Because there's so much concrete here. So I need to bring some ocean vibes.
Yeah.
To my.
Yeah.
But when I'm in LA, in my house there, I have like a big picture of New York City because I want to have that energy and that drive to accomplish things and do things.
Oh, I love it. You're a genius. You're
Thank
intuitive.
you.
You're kind. You're warm. You're so special. I am confident that people are going to be really excited to look up your information, see you
Hope so.
online, reach out to you, work with you. Where would you ask people to go to get in touch with you?
I would say through my website. That's the best way. That is my Instagram account and my information. That
What are your handles and your website so that people can find you?
it's Feng Shui with Ellie. That's my website. My Instagram is Feng Shui with Ellie. Everything is Feng Shui with Ellie.
Perfect.
Simple.
Simple.
Feng Shui with Ellie, and they will find me.
Good. Okay, good. I know that they're going to find you and they're going to love you. I loved this conversation. Is there
Thank
anything
you.
else that we should touch on, or did we cover everything?
I would say to try to make your home your sanctuary, the
Mm-hmm.
place where you can really, really, really feel safe, secure, and creative. And that's how you reach your full potential eventually when you're in that
Mm-hmm.
state of.
So nice. We hear it, but now it's nice for it to be reinforced that there's actually real value to that, and there's real meaning behind that.
Yeah, that is.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so much for
Ellie.
having
I don't want to
me.
ever stop, but I need to be cognizant of everyone's time. I feel like we must have gone on forever. Thank you for being with
Thank
us,
you.
Ellie. We love you, and I'm looking forward to working with you and for all of my listeners to work with you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you. Thank
you.
you.